y'all missing the bigger picture. These coaches have influence because I look at it like this. When they say don't kneel down, I blatantly remember the coach at one of the North Houston County, I almost at the school in Houston County told his players, if you kneel down, you won't be playing on my team.
Yeah, yeah.
They chose to speak up then. When
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter, when Black Lives Matter, it was cool to speak up then. So they pick and choose when they want to talk.
Right.
Choose now to say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, we don't want none of our players. Because I've been around coach where they told players, don't go to this camp, call people mama, don't let your son go over here, this guy bad influence. So when people tell me that these coaches don't have an influence, I can say this. Chad Campbell had damn near more influence in my house than I did with with my son, man.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Chad has a beautiful relationship. And I know this personally. He was just a big influence. Hey, coach said I gotta go do this today. Coach said I gotta go be here. So when people say that the parents, the coach don't have influence, get out of here, man. I'm in this world. High school coaches have biggest influence in your own household than what a lot of us do.
Let me ask you a question right quick, Keyshawn. So earlier you said he's a master manipulator. Now,
Correct.
was he more of a master manipulator to the parents? Are they more at fault, or was he a master manipulator to the kids? Because anyone can sell anyone hope and a dream,
Mm-hmm.
as long as, like you said, he had access. So a lot of times, parents themselves even see that access. So was it more so the kids were saying, "Hey, mom, I think," or dad, "I think this is the guy," or is it really the parents, saying, "Well, it's not too expensive, and he talking a good game. He's showing me some stuff, so maybe we can go in and get you in there." Which one do you think it more so that it is, or that it falls onto? Because I mean,
Oh,
ultimately at
yeah.
the end, the parents should make the ultimate decision. But what say you?
I'm gonna say this. Yes, the parent made the ultimate decision. I feel like this as a parent, and this how I guess I'm 41.
Mm-hmm.
How old you guys are? You guys are older than me or younger than me. I think the bald head guy. I know he older than me because he told me that
Yeah,
but
we
he
both
didn't
older
say.
than you.
We were same age.
Yeah.
You just got us by we got you by only about 2 years.
I just look
but
12.
y'all grew up with, but y'all grew up in this era. Just how I raised my kid. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have a choice. A lot of parents get their kid choices. Like I would go there, I would just see kids just pull up. Their parents don't be hardly knowing. They just
Mm-hmm.
$25. $25 is nothing to the. I get a cash up every other day for $25, $30 for my kids. I'm like, dang, we used to wait to get $20 a
For the
week
week.
Yeah.
Yes,
for the
for the
week.
week.
They getting 150 a week. So you imagine $25 to go hang out with your friends at Coach Taylor because you know at the end of the week he's going to Georgia. Hey, mama,
Mm-hmm.
we going to Georgia. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
mama, we going to Florida.
We're going to
We
Tennessee.
going to this
Yep.
game. Oh,
Yep.
we going to Tennessee. All you
Mm-hmm.
gotta do is show up twice, and guess what happened when you show up twice? If you show up the two, if people don't understand the manipulation, and the people was like, oh, he took Callaway to Tennessee. Oh, is he the reason why I hate to use? I ain't gonna use nobody younger name. This kid that plays for Clemson, he took him. I can honestly say he's one of the rare people I can say that he did help.
Okay.
He helped a lot of people. I can't knock the guy. He
Right.
did.
Right.
He honest. No matter how we look at it, he did.
So let me ask you this question. But when we're talking about help and support, in actuality, you talking about D1 schools like this, but you break down the percentage who actually, if you got 10, 12, 15 guys, how many are actually going to go to D1? So it's hard to kind of say. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who did he actually help? Because I guess if you got 10 guys and only one went, the other 9 can't really say, "Oh well, I didn't really get nothing out of it because I didn't." He promised this, or he said he was going to get me here, but he didn't go. So is it more the player or is it more the coach?
Based on he ain't gonna help you when you get to camp where he conditioning and then do what's gonna happen in them football camps.
Gotcha.
Right.
Him getting you in front of get an opportunity. Now this is where my issue with him was you're a conditioning coach.
Mm-hmm.
In the last argument me and him had, I told him straight up who he was. Dude, you're not a real speed trainer. You get people in shape and get prepared, but Coach Tone get you ready for camp.
Mm-hmm.
Coach OD get you ready for camp. Route King up here in Atlanta, those guys get you ready for camp.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Jones will get you faster and get you strong to be ready for the physical.
Right.
And Coach Taylor he had a role And he could have used his robe and rolled out into the sunset and milking us if he would have just
Yep.
been quiet.
Yep.
Don't go after nobody else. You get your money and you good.
Mm-hmm.
But he couldn't because he needed to be. This is when I call him a master manipulator. I also call him a narcissist.
Right.
Yeah, I can see
I can
that.
see that. Yeah.
That I can see.
He had to have all the attention. The thing that broke him was when my son went to Alabama. And it wasn't him that took him. It wasn't him that was taking the picture with. It was Coach Tone. And it really started in 2018 when Georgia wrote an article.
Yeah, tell
And
him
my
about that
son-
Yeah,
situation.
tell us.
Tell him about that situation.
And when he wrote an article, Georgia came up to Atlanta. It's the reporter, and I'm gonna just give y'all the true backstory. Give me a little second, I hope. The Georgia people was in there. They would just walk around. OD had told me, yo, Georgia here, Georgia reporter here. Just go talk to him, act like you don't know nothing. I said, okay, cool. My son was walking around. They were like, who this big dude is? Move like a professional. Like, man, that dude like a professional. He might play in the league. No. I said, no, that's the kid who you can't look at that. No, you gotta be kidding me. They saw him move. They wrote a big article about him. Boom. So my son, when the article came out, everybody went crazy. Oh, Keyshawn, I'm finna go to Georgia. Y'all know how y'all live in middle Georgia. You see that goddamn red helmet? All
Yes,
y'all go
sir.
crazy. Everybody went crazy. And I'm like, well, we didn't think about no Georgia. We just appreciate the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We appreciate the interview. So with that being said, when it came out, my son gave thanks to the guys that he had been training.
Mm.
He was in Atlanta. He'll come home and train with it was like during summer. He'll train with OD and he'll go train with Coach Tone. Like I said again, my son, I'm gonna say this and state this for the facts, for the ones who like to keep up mess. My son stopped training with Coach Taylor his sophomore year in high school. When my son came and moved in with me. His junior year, he was only training with Coach Taylor. No, he only trained with Coach Taylor to his sophomore year. And we barely went then. Because the rumbles were starting up about he ain't a good dude from coaches
Right.
in that county. So it was like, and when we transferred, coach was like, yo, you don't need to be over there. Don't go train with him. Like I said, your coach have a lot of influences. So when people say the coach have influence, my coach didn't care. My coach didn't have a problem with it, but he didn't too much care for him.
Right.
So at that time, who I'm gonna listen to? I'm gonna listen to my coach.
Mm-hmm.
So Georgia wrote the article. My son gave thanks to Coach Tone and Coach OD. I can send you a message where this man came back and said, it's funny when I was training Keyshawn, I took him from running a 4.5. I took him from running a 5.4 to a 4.5. At that time, my son never ran no damn 4.5. I knew that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
My son was never no damn 4. My son was a 4.6 kid for a long time. I know that for a fact. When he got to college, when he got with Coach Marvin, during that time that he went, when he with him, my son never ran no 4.5. Now, he's pretty fast.
Right.
But during that time, no. So you come back 2 years later, he has not trained with you. He has not seen you. But you see Georgia and you making a fuss because he didn't mention you in a post.
Right.
This was 20, what was it, 20, there was 2020. We have not trained with you since 2017, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is the narcissist part where you see somebody else getting the love from your city in Warner Robins. This the problem I had with Warner Robins. Right then and there, people were making little comments. Well, he didn't used to train with him. He could have said something about it. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Can y'all ask that question? Why would my son give somebody else credit that didn't help him get to where he's at? Didn't set up the Georgia interview. Didn't help train him to get way better. Coach Tone helped him got way better. Coach OD got him way better, way faster, way more athletic. I give both of them guys the praises.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I have not paid you in 2 years?
Right.
Yeah.
Why would I bring you up? I don't owe you anything.
Right. Right.
Well, I heard that was like, heard and seen that. That's kind of like his motive, though. You know, he might have trained somebody in middle school, and then let's say they go to D1 or then go to the league. Then he takes a picture with them, use that picture for his promotion. Like, hey, I used to work with this dude.
Tell
That's one of my boys.
Yeah, this is one of my boys. I used to work with him. But look, you ain't trained the dude since like he was like 13.
Yeah.
You know?
You ain't even seen
Yeah,
it.
he done been to high school, been to college, done been really training with a whole bunch of other different dudes since then. Hey, not to say that you may have not had a hand in him at some point of his football career collectively, but we're talking about middle school.
Right.
You know, middle school is cool, but there's a whole different separation when you get to high school training versus college training, then you go to the league. Two totally different things.
And the growth is different too at that time.
Yeah. The growth is different.
And you go back, but you guys go back to what I said in the beginning though. During this time of era, we gave our kids $25 like it wasn't nothing. So one of those kids could have been just popped up out there once or twice, got that free ride to Georgia, got that free ride to Tennessee, and never went back. But guess what though? That's my guy.
Yeah.
He was out here. And the guys that he truly trained and truly that was out there every day like I was in the beginning, it wasn't a lot of them left and went to other trainers.
Yeah.
And became and when they left, I can honestly say, I know the guy right now in the league who left. He killed this guy every day with me. Oh, he gonna be sorry. He gonna be this. And I'm like, Coach. I mean, you don't really. I'm one of the people I've always been. If you know me, you know Keyshawn ain't gonna. I'm just a straight shooter. Coach, he's going to learn how to do his position. You don't teach his position. Why is that an issue?
So
you guys don't even know this. People don't even know this. The guys that own Critter Fixers, and y'all know those guys.
Oh yeah.
He got into it with them because the guy was at Alabama.
With Doc?
And he was like, why y'all? And because the guy, because one of them, Dr. Ferguson trained football players.
Yeah.
And he got mad at people. This is why I want people to understand. This guy has went at anybody that had anything to do with football.
Who tried to train. Yeah. Like this is my city. Anybody else.
In the 478, he went at Dr. Ferguson. Dr. Ferguson is one of the most coolest. He's Critter Fixers.
Yeah. Shout out to Dr. Hodges, Dr. Ferguson.
Yeah. Shout them out.
Shout out to my boy, man. Y'all know who he is, Ferguson, and everybody else at Critter Fixer. He got mad at them and went at Ferguson, and Ferguson, he was like, he made a post about it. Oh, you don't really know about it. You just barely, your son barely gonna play at Georgia, at Alabama. His son is gonna be the starting guard at Alabama now.
There you go.
Come on.
So
everybody who he bashed went to the next level because we all caught it and like, yo, this dude ain't no good.
So let me ask you this: part of his promotion scheme or whatnot is this just for clout? If they make it, or is there some type of back end signing bonus for him or whatnot? Because I was always curious about that because he prides himself on getting people in the league, and you know his prices don't seem too expensive. Even though I feel like he's profiting off of black bodies, but what I do want to know is if they go to a D1 school, especially now that you know players are about to start getting paid or getting paid, but if they go to the league, is there some type of back end promise,
some type of kickback?
If I trained your kid all the way through high school, and he go, is there some type of like? So what does he get out of it? Like
the notoriety. That's pretty much what you like. It's like you said, he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
So he wants, he just wants to be seen. He wants the level of, he wants that adulation basically all the time.
No, I think he lives. Also, I think he lives vicariously through these players because, you know, he went to Georgia, but you know, it wasn't like
he sees the youthful. You know, it's kind of like I'm not gonna get into. I was gonna go into another. I was gonna go down a little hole right quick. I was gonna get into that day. What was that movie with Jordan? The Jordan Peele movie, the first one he made. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, that look good to me.
I can't think of the name of it.
The
name of it.
Yeah, get out.
Get out.
Yes. Yeah. He wants to be them, so he has to put his brain in them.
That's what it's saying.
Yeah,
you get it.
But the catch is, he didn't have to put his brain in them. He could be him. And guess what happened? We let him in, y'all. Black people let him in, and we let him stay. And he lived in our houses. This guy in 2021, when my son was getting all the Alabama accolades and everything. This is documented. I got Texas. He was asking me to let my son come and stay with him. I'm like, why would my son come and stay with you? Because I know that y'all living. I wasn't even living in the state at the time. He was like, oh, he can come stay with me and train with me. No, we ain't
Yeah.
played with you in 3 years.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not. We good, coach. Well, when he comes back, whoop de whoop. Okay, cool, coach. We good.
Yeah.
Not a hesitation was we knew who you was, bro. But we just as black people and as not even as black people, I was smarter than him to play the game. But I didn't know. I honestly did not know that this guy would play the game the way that he played the game when it came to my son, when it came to Coach Tone, when it came to people. This guy was, we say master manipulator, we say narcissist, and I can just say a plain out devil.
Just say it straight
When
on
I
out.
mean,
Call it
when
what it
I
is.
mean the things that transpired from what happened in 2021, and the reason why I tell people I don't mess with y'all because of what happened in 2021 and 2022. What he did to coach, what he did to me and my son, and it was so funny. We didn't get the Arkansas State offer. Alabama was like, "Oh, we probably gonna pass on it." But guess who stepped up and said, "We gonna offer him," not knowing there was a coach at Alabama was like, "Hey man, we can't offer him because something whoop de whoop." Deion Sanders called throughout all the mix in
Okay.
Jackson State.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You couldn't stop what God got for people.
Right.
Right.
And this
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
Right.
Deion
Yeah.
had just
Yeah.
got there. You know what I'm saying? This when Jackson State had all the hype. And we
Right.
was like, hey man, we just gonna chill, man. We just gonna chill. And what happened, all the offers just started rolling in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said, man. This guy was trying to destroy a young black man's life because he couldn't be a part of it.
Right.
He want to be a part. And like you say, that's his back end.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't about getting no money from him. It's about, well, I got the NFL buddies that I can call up and say, hey, I trained you, man. Can I come to a game? Can you give me some
Yeah.
tickets
Yeah.
to a
Yeah.
Right.
game?
Yeah.
Can you give
Right.
me access to this? Oh, yeah.
Cloud chaser.
Come out here and speak to my players, man. You know, show people that you deal with me. Because guess what's going to happen? Imagine this. One of them guys played for the Cincinnati Bengals. If he was still been training with him.
Oh yeah.
He wanted Jake Form out there. Imagine Jake at the Redskins. He's in the league. The guy who he loves screaming, Steve Nelson, he's in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yep.
now you got a guy like Keyshawn Cobb, who's at West Virginia. You got a guy who he also trained Franklin at Louisville, came from Houston County. People forget about Bama. All these guys at one point, once or twice, went to Coach Taylor.
Yeah. I saw that in his
And
bio.
you
He's
can
got
see it.
he promotes that he's got 26 people that came from him that's in the league throughout the years.
Yeah, you go there practice 2 years. You go there practice 2 times. You
You
one
one of his
guy.
boys.
You one of his boys.
You
That's
want-
it.
Hey, I trained him 2
That's the
times.
best
He
way
won the
to put it.
Heisman.
That's it.
He won the
That's
Heisman
best
because
way
of
to
me.
put it. That's the best way to put it. You one of my boys.
You one of
And
my
they go
boys.
back- They go back to that Negro slave mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even once you leave,
Because
once you leave the plantation, like, hey boy, you know you still mine.
Yeah.
You know you still supposed to be over here with me.
Thank
And
you.
then and if you don't,
Because
I'm gonna ruin you.
Yep, that's right.
Because you know what? You want to know when it was so ironic and so funny? He had no problem with my son training with nobody in Atlanta. He not mentioned one of those guys. Not once. Not once he mentioned OD. When my son was even at, I dare you for that for a stint. Not once did he say anything. But when my son got his Jackson State offer, he didn't congratulate him. When he got his Buffalo offer, wasn't no congratulation. When he got his South Alabama, all those offers he got, wasn't no congratulations.
None of it.
Because in his mind, if you don't go SEC and I didn't help you get there, you is nothing.
Right. You don't matter. You don't count.
Yeah.
You don't matter. Like he said, my son gonna be nobody. You just a small football FCS guy. I think a lot of guys came from FCS or good
Lot of them.
a lot of them in the league, and
Yeah.
a lot of guys went to Jackson State. Jackson State had a kid the other day that I just ran up on 6'1", ran the 4.31 at his pro day. He's going to the league.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? This guy minimized the smaller schools. He minimized kids that if you didn't train with him, you sorry. And the mindset of Warner Robins people is